Sochin.
Welcome, members of the press, to the first Dictator press conference from our new nation's capital here in Miami Springs, Florida. As good a place as any to have a press conference. I'd like you to try to keep your questions brief, and I promise to answer as many as possible. Let us begin.
Mr. Dictator.
Jack.
Mr. Dictator, with many countries now overthrowing dictatorships and seeking democratic reforms, why do you still maintain that dictatorship is best for the United States?
Well, Jack, look what is happening now in Eastern Europe since the fall of communism. The Armenians hate the Azerbaijanis. The Georgians hate the Latvians. The Lithuanians, they hate the Russians. In Yugoslavia, the Serbs hate the Croatians. Estonians hate Moldavians. If we here in the United States didn't have a dictator like me for all of us to hate, who knows, the Christians might hate the Jews, the whites would hate the blacks, blacks would hate Southerners, Southerners would hate the Northerners, the Mormons might hate monogamists, the nymphomaniacs might hate attorneys. Here you all have me to hate. You can focus your hate on me, and we can have a happier, friendlier America.
Mr. Dictator.
Helen, please.
Mr. Dictator, based on recent fiscal analysis, the budgetary requirements indicate that the gold index fiduciary implements vis-a-vis the Treasury bond issue, as well as, but not necessarily excluding, zero coupon bonds, forces a comparison to the West German mark, the Japanese yen, and of course the Israeli kuspa. Of course, this would tend to decrease the net spending deficit and alter our debt structure in view of the alleged recessionary trends. Would you please comment on this, sir?
No.
Mr. Dictator.
Jack, again, please.
My second question, I hope, would have a more favorable answer this time.
Certainly, Jack.
In your recent State of the Dictatorship address, you promised to indeed solve the debt problem by getting women to stop using makeup and instead you sending those dollars to the U.S. Treasury. Has this program been successful?
Let me correct you, Jack. The money is not to be sent to the Treasury. The money is to be sent to me.
So you?
Yes, exactly. And we are seeing signs. We are seeing signs of improvement already. And the best economic indicators are, all of you can go to any shopping mall, and you'll notice the large numbers of unattractive women not wearing makeup. And the mere indication that they're not wearing makeup, I would have to assume that they are sending money to me to improve our economic situation.
Mr. Dictator.
Tom, please, Tom.
Mr. Dictator, most dictatorships have proven themselves to be economically unsound. What makes you think yours will be different?
My dictatorship will certainly not be economically unsound. Look at the money that I have saved this country by simply eliminating costly elections. How many billions were being spent just to elect corrupt officials when now you have one permanently in place? You know what? How much money has been spent on selecting a Supreme Court justice? We've completely eliminated the Supreme Court. I myself have taken over the duties with all my busy time. I'm still able to actually run the Supreme Court entirely by myself. In the end, ladies and gentlemen of the press, we will have a richer and better America.
Mr. Dictator.
Murphy.
Mr. Dictator, what is your position on nude dancing in bars and nightclubs in the nation's new capital of Miami Springs?
My position?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I sit with my feet under the stool sideways so that I try not to disturb the people next to me. People are very finicky in these places, as you know.
Mr. Dictator.
Rick, please.
What, if anything, Mr. Dictator, have you done or do you plan to do to solve the energy problem in this country?
I'm glad you asked that question, Rick. That's an excellent question. Well, let's direct your attention to the monitor here, and you can see a map here of the United States as we know it. Now, many of you have had the occasion to either drive or fly from the East Coast to the West Coast. What do you see in between here? nothing. There's absolutely nothing in all of these states. I've driven through Utah, through Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas. Certainly, anyone that's ever been to North or South Dakota, you realize there's absolutely nothing there. Now, what I intend to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to take these states here, and we are going to remove them right now. And what I intend to do is sell them to the Japanese, because they're buying everything anyway. And we may even throw in Alaska as well. Alaska doesn't have much value. There's nothing there. Now, wait a minute. If you just bear with me, we can take now and make a nice, concise, consolidated United States of America with a lot of parks and greenery in between. And yet, look at how the distance between the East Coast and the West Coast has been reduced. People will be able to drive to California in no time at all. Airplanes will save valuable fuel. In the end, it will be a great, great cost-saving and a great energy-saving factor for the United States of America. Thank you for that question. Sharon, please.
Mr. President, Mr. Dictator,
Please, thank you.
people are living in the streets without jobs, without shelter of any kind, desperate, without basic things such as bread. What can you offer these people?
Yeah.
Let them eat cake.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
This is Tex Ciotti for Miami Springs TV Productions. We're here live at the Miami Springs White House, where you just witnessed the press conference with the Dictator of the United States, Ernie Sochin. At this time, we're going to go back to our network affiliate studios and Sharon Mack for some comments about the press conference. Sharon?
Thanks, Tex. Citizens of the United States, you have just witnessed via videotape the terrible travesty referred to as a press conference by Dictator Ernie Sochin. As unaccustomed as we were to honest answers from politicians, the answers we got were better than none. When faced with questions on pertinent issues, our dictator firmly refused to answer or had an absolutely ludicrous response, which seemed designed only to line his own pockets or add to his imagined prestige. Back to you, Tex.
Well, Sharon, when Dictator Sochin was asked a question about fiscal responsibility, he refused to respond and moved on to the next question. Then about the national debt, Dictator Sochin said that, made some derogatory comments about unattractive women that are walking around the malls. They're sending the money they would have spent on that makeup to the malls without makeup on to him. Also, Dictator Sochin said that the dictatorship is economically sound because he saved millions of dollars by eliminating the Supreme Court and acting in that function himself. Back to you, Sharon.
Thanks, Tex. And finally, Dictator Sochin wanted to solve the energy problem by taking away some of the Midwestern states and selling them to Japan. What a great guy. And I don't think anyone in South Dakota is happy about that tonight. And the last question was asked about the lack of food for people, namely bread. And in the words of the infamous Marie Antoinette, Dictator Sochin said, "Let them eat cake." Well, I guess it's too bad the guillotine is no longer available. I sincerely wish I could offer a remedy to our nation's latest problem, namely Ernie Sochin. But for now, this reporter is glad to have the opportunity to voice her opinion. I guess you can tell that this will be my last newscast. Back to you, Tex.
Thank you, Sharon. We all wish you well. This is Tex Ciotti reporting for Miami Springs TV Productions, and on behalf of Miami Springs TV Productions and Sharon Mack and myself, we now return you to your regular Miami Springs TV programming.